Students, I am Ranusha ma'am. Uh, Today we are going to see about the Anna University Part A, two more questions for the crystal physics unit. So this is very important questions for the crystal physics unit. So if you know about these questions, question answers, then it will be easy to write your examination. So that we are going to see about the Anna University Part A questions for the crystal physics unit. Okay. So for that, I will just give the outline for all the questions and it will be easy to understand. The first question is, what is a space lattice? So space lattice. So you all know that space lattice, it's nothing but a imaginary set of points in the three-dimensional space. I already told you. So while you crossing the word of space lattice or lattice point, whatever it is, you just imagine yourself like what is that? So in everyday life, our mothers are doing the work of a column in their entrance of the home. So like that, they need some points, dots. They will put some points in that. So as usual, the same. You just imagine these points will be like a lattice points. Okay, and so you have to write the point of array of points in three dimension, and every point has an identical surrounding. That means, what is it? All the points have identical surrounding means everything have a same surroundings, looks like the same. What is a unit cell? So unit cell, that's nothing but smallest volume of the solid. It's the smallest volume of the solid. So this is also look one which you have to imagine yourself. If you want to construct a building, you need a basic requirement of bricks, so the bricks will be continuously repeatedly, if we kept in that, then only we can get the building construction final one, no. So as like the same here, you need a fundamental smallest volume of the solid. So that's the basic one, that only form the entire crystal. Okay, so by the repetition of the small volume of the solid, which give the entire crystal structure, that is very important here. And in the next, name the seven crystal systems. We have to give name to the seven crystal systems. You just see that seven systems. How to remember the system means, here look at this cubic and this rhombic, orthorhombic, so here, before writing this, easiest way of remembering this is this one. You just remember here, this is for cubic and orthorhombic, and here two systems will be there. And for the nick, we have a monoclinic and triclinic. Here two systems are there. Remaining we have a three. So these three will belongs to this AL, that is a tetragonal and rhomboedral and hexagonal. So finally you have a seven crystal systems. In this way, if you remember this seven systems, it will be easy to write. Okay, what is a primitive cell? Primitive cell means it's a only one lattice point per unit cell, right? If any unit cell which have the only one lattice point per unit cell, you say that is the primitive cell. Otherwise, if it doesn't have only one lattice point more than that, means you can say other than this, means the answer is non-primitive cell. Okay, so if it have only one lattice point, means you can say it's a primitive. If it doesn't have, you can say that's a non-primitive one. Okay, and in the next, name the crystal structure of the following. So we have to say the name, say the structure for some material. Gold material having the structure of face centered cubic. Germanium, like a semiconducting one, which have the structure of this diamond cubic structure. Barium, which have the BCC structure. Zinc have the HCP structure. In that way, we have to remember some other material also. Whatever it is, we have to be we have to understand what is the structure of this. We have to find it. Okay, then only we can write. So many materials, if you know that, it will be easy to write. Okay, and bismuth material. See the bismuth material, they have given ABC. ABC means what is that? Intercept. And the other one, alpha beta gamma, they have given ABC value, they have given, and alpha beta gamma 60 degree. So general rule, what is the general rule for the 7 crystal systems? Any one of the crystal system is among the 7, one of the system which have this nature, A, B, C, all are equal. Alpha, beta, gamma, which is not equal to 90 degree. This is a general rule. It satisfies this, A, B, C, all are equal. A, B, C not equal to 90 degree. That is 60 degree only we have it. So what is the system name of the system is crystal system is rhombohedral, right? The rhombohedral only having the nature of A, B, C all are equal, and intercept are all are equal. Alpha, beta, gamma interfacial angles which are not equal to 90 degree. So lattice parameters means what is that? A comma B comma C intercepts, alpha, beta, gamma interfacial angles. These 6 are the lattice parameters. And what are Brave's lattices? Brave's lattice means what is it? Brave's lattice 14 ways. Already I told you 7 crystal systems are there. So using these systems we can arrange the points 14 ways in a 3-dimensional space. So using these 7 systems we can make a 14 ways of arranging points in the space lattice. So we call these 14 space lattices or the Brave's lattices. Okay. So 14 possible types of space lattices out of the 7 crystal systems. Using 7 systems, we can arrange the points as the 14 ways. These 14 space lattices which are called Brave's lattices. Okay. Then next, give the values of number of atoms in the unit cell for SC, BCC, FCC, HCP. So this is also you know very well. Sorry. And the next, types of number of give the values of number of atoms. See, before knowing this, one thing you must know that what does it mean. We have studied structure SC, BCC, FCC, HCP, diamond. These are the structure which we studied. So every time, whatever may be that part A question or part B question, 16 mark question, whatever it is, this comparison chart is very important. SC, what is the 4 characteristics? Number of atoms, coordination number, atomic radius, and APF. APF. If you know these, see, you have to form a table like this. And what is the SC structure? Number of atoms, totally 8 into 1 by 8, 1 atom. Likewise HCP, if you take the number of atoms is 6. What is the coordination number for that? 12 HCP. So in that way you have to fill all the atomic radius. For the SC structure, what is the atomic radius? A by 2. Okay, so in that way we have to remember all the points which you studied in the classes. Then it will be easy to understand or whatever may be the question, you can answer it. It will be easy. Simple cubic 1 body centered. 1 means what is it? 1 by 8 into 8, result is 1. 2 means here BCC 1 by 8 into 8, corner provides 1 plus body center 1, so totally 2. Here 4, how can we get it? 1 by 8 into 8, corner provides 1, 6 faces are there, so 6 into 1 by 2 contribution, 1 by 2 into 6, 3, so totally 3. So 3 plus 1, the result is 4. Likewise hexagons I already explained, that is 6. So this is the way of studying these kind of questions. Coordination number, just now I told you, for a single atom, how many number of atoms directly surrounding one particular atom? See, this is one particular atom X. How many number of atoms directly surrounding this particular atom? That is a question. So this is X means surroundingly, if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 means, see, this is X. How many number of atoms surrounding this one? Directly surrounding this. So totally 4, no? Likewise, you can write the definition point for that also. What does that mean? Number of nearest neighboring atoms to the one particular atom. Any atom that has given in the crystal structure. Whatever may be that. Whatever may be the atom, for a one particular atom, how many number of atoms directly surrounding one particular atom. Give the coordination numbers for SC, BCC, FC. Just now I told you, this is also coordination number for this SC structure 6, this is 8, Already I explained in the every structural videos, hexagonal and diamond. Already I explained it. If you see that, it will be easy to write. Okay. And atomic radius, that is also the same. If two atoms have contact with one another, the half of the distance, see, this is one atom, this is the r radius. So if two atoms touch with one another, half of the distance r, that is, you should know that, that is atomic radius. And in the next, this is also you studied in the big question part, this is ab cube edge, this have the value a, so this a is equal to 2r, so r is equal to a by 2. This is the result. And in the next, arrive at an expression for atomic radius in terms of lattice constant for BCC. So here, this is the body diagonal. This body diagonal have the value of 4r, r plus one full atom 2r, and the another half of the radius r. So 4r is equal to, the body diagonal is a root 3, and you find the radius. Or otherwise you can use what? The previous way of studying this question, the 16 mark, you can write it same, whatever it is. But this is for a 2 mark question, so it will be easy to write in this way. So here, this is the phase diagonal. This have the 4r. This is 4r. This 4r is equal to a root 2. So finally, find out the result. 4r is equal to a root 2. Final r. You can find it. Okay. And next, packing factor, APF. So before writing the APF, one point you should understand. APF or packing factor, which is equal to small v by capital V. That means what is it? It is the ratio between volume of atoms in the unit cell by volume of the unit cell. Small v represent volume based atoms, capital V represent volume based unit cell. Okay, so that is very important. So small v means volume occupied by the atoms in the unit cell, capital V means volume of the unit cell. Its ratio is called as packing factor. Both are same quantity, so there is no unit for this case. Okay. Likewise, the simple cubic structure, they asked a question. Simple cubic structure. In general, how to find out APF means, this is general formula, small v by capital V. In the easiest way of writing, the same formula will be number of atom into volume of one atom. Volume of one atom divided by volume of the unit cell. This is the general easiest formula. Number of atom for the SC structure 1. Volume of one atom, 4 by formula is 4 by 3 pi r cube. R value already you know that a by 2. Substituted. Volume of the unit cell is cube, a cube. Substitute and get the result. Okay. Right. And then next, in this way you can find the final result as APF is equal to 52%. And the next question, crystal packing factor of body centered cubic crystal. Body centered cubic crystal. BCC structure, the same way. Write the formula. Number of atom into volume of one atom. Number of atom to volume of one atom, 4 by 3 pi r cube. R value, what is a root 3 by 4a, substitute. And Q, volume of the unit cell is a cube. Substitute and get the result. 68%. APF BC, next one is FCC structure APF. The same way. Number of atom 4. Volume of the one unit cell 4 by 3 pi r cube. R value is root 2 by 4a. Substitute it and you can get the final result. Substitute volume unit cell, volume of the unit cell, and get the result. Okay, 74%. And the C by ratio and HCP structure. So for the HCP structure, you need a it's a big way of writing question, but short form, V by V, volume of the atoms by volume of the unit cell. Small v by capital V. Small v is pi a cube. In the question you already studied it. Capital V is 3 root 3 a square c by 2. Substitute it and cancelling the a cube a square terms, a term cancelling, and you can get a by c or c by a ratio. Already we found out the c by a formula. C by a ratio, c by a is equal to root of 8 by 3, or you can write 1.633. So if in the place you have a c by a means root of 8 by 3, but in this case you have a by c. So a by c means what is that? Root of 3 by root of 8. If you substitute that value and you can get the result of 74 percentage. Okay. And next, Miller indices, a set of three numbers, to designate a plane. To designate a plane, we need a set of three numbers. What all that means? Within the parenthesis bracket, you write HKL. So these all are the Miller indices. Okay. So how to find out this one means you need a reciprocal of intercepts to get the smallest integers, right? You just think about the procedure, you can write this point. And in the next, give the expression for interplanar, what is it? Spacing for a cubic system in terms of a lattice constant and the Miller indices. So in this case, question is D spacing. The formula is what is the D spacing is equal to D means interplanar spacing or a D spacing. A means cube edge or a lattice constant. And HKL, that means what is it? Miller indices. This is the relationship between these three. Okay. And you can write this. And the next, sketch the plane. So if you see the plane, this is axis X, Y and Z. We need the plane 101. So we have to shade the plane. So in this case, you look at the picture. In this point of X axis, this is the cube edge which intercept, at the you just look at this, you can understand. This is the edge of the X axis, it cuts it. But in Y axis edge, it doesn't cut. But in Z axis, it cuts. So in the along the three axis, this only not cuts. So you can say this is the plane X cut Y, X edge it cuts 1, Z edge it cuts 1, but in the Y only, look at the picture, here it cuts, here it cuts, but in this place it doesn't cut, so that we have to write 101 plane, Miller indices. Okay. And in the next, another plane, likewise, we have to shade it, so we have to shade the plane. If you look at this plane shading, you see that it cuts the edge of X axis, it cuts the edge of Y axis, it cuts the edge of Z axis. So in all the planes it cuts it. So 111, you can write 111. And in the next, Miller indices, intercepts. We have to find the Miller indices. And find out in this Miller indices, what is the one they have given intercepts. They have given intercepts A, B by 2, 3C. A, B by 2, 3C. What is the coefficients of the value? 1A, 1 by 2B and 3C. Right? This is the number, numbers which I have given in that numerical parameters. So you write the numerical parameters. Then reciprocals of these values. Write the reciprocals. This is the way of finding Miller indices. Reciprocal means 1 by 1. 1 by 2 of reciprocal is 2 by 1. And 3 reciprocal is 1 by 3. And in the result, take the LCM. If you want to convert this one, you have to multiply with the 3. If you want to multiply, get the whole number, you have to multiply this with 3. So you have a 6, but here you have a 3, so into 1. 3, 6, 1. First intercept, next write reciprocals, and next take the LCM and find the whole number and write the whole numbers within the set of parentheses. This is the procedure of finding Miller indices. Then additional part A questions, 2 more questions. This is additional one for the crystal physics unit. This is also you have to know that. Then whatever may be the question, you can answer it then only. Okay. So the next one is so here what are crystalline materials? What are crystalline materials? Give examples. Crystalline means what is that? If the atoms are regularly arranged, then you can say in a space, you can say that is the crystal material. Then the material is crystal material. Crystal material means atoms are arranged in a orderly fashion. If it is arranged orderly in the three-dimensional space, you can say that is a crystalline material. Example, copper, silver, etc. Okay. These are the example. Orderly arranged fashion. Atoms. Example. What is amorphous solid? Amorphous means non-crystalline. That is the easiest way of telling. Atoms are not arranged in an orderly fashion. If it is not arranged in a regular one, randomly arranged means you can say that is randomly it will places means you can say that is amorphous. Non-crystalline, randomly placed and arranged not in the order fashion. Okay, everything will be the same. Atoms are not arranged in a regular fashion or ordered fashion. What is a crystal? Solid composed of periodic and regular arrangement of atoms. Just now I told you, crystal is nothing but a solid which have a regular arrangement of atoms in a three-dimensional one. So crystal is a three-dimensional solid which composed of periodic and regular arrangement of atoms. And in the next, what are lattice points? Just now I told you lattice points means what is it? It's a points which represent position of atom or a group of atoms. That is so lattice points means it's a set of imaginary points which just represents the position of atom or a orientation of the atoms in the crystal. A set of imaginary points. We have to imagine, So imaginary points which represents the position or orientation of the atoms. Okay. So that is what we are telling lattice points. Basis means what is it? Basis, first of all, basis means one thing you have to know that is, see, look at this. Lattice point will be looks like that in that way. Basis means it's a atom, this is will be like that. See, for example, these are the lattice point. So this lattice point plus this basis, these two are the basis. Okay, this is basis, this is points. So these points are associated or added with this basis, then only you can get the crystal structure. So this points plus basis is equal to crystal structure. That is the general rule. So what do you mean by this basis? What do you mean by basis? Basis is associating with every lattice point a unit assembly of atoms or molecules, or the unit assembly is called a basis or pattern. So basis is nothing but atom group, one or two atoms. See, for example, NaCl or KCl, you have two atoms. For a CaF2 you can have 3 atoms, right? So this is unit assembly of atoms. We call it as what? Basis. But if you have the point, lattice point plus basis, then only you can get the crystal structure. That is a general rule. What is the difference between crystalline and non-crystalline material? This is already we studied in the introduction part itself. The same regular arrangement, regular geometrical shapes. Definite and regular geometrical shape. If any material have, you can say that is a crystal. If it doesn't have any definite crystal shape, any definite geometrical shape. Geometrical means some, what is it? That is a good shape like that, no line shape, curves, in that way, right? So definite shape or any regular one, if any material have, you can say that is a crystalline one. If it is doesn't have means, you can say that is the non-crystalline. Okay. And anisotropic. Anisotropic means it's a directional, it just explains about the directional property. See, it gives the nature of directions. So anisotropic means directional one, and isotropic, so this one is, that is for no directional properties, and they are most stable material which have the stable one. Crystalline one have the stable one, that is less stable. Example for this case, NaCl, KCl, crystalline. For the non-crystalline, the example is, what is it? The example is plastic and glass. So these are that which you should understand. Lattice parameters of the unit cell. I already told you A, B, C are the intercepts, alpha, beta, gamma are the interfacial angles. These six terms, these all are called the lattice parameters. Okay. Define interatomic distance and interplanar distance. Interatomic distance and interplanar distance. Atomic distance means what is that? Distance between centers of any two nearest atoms. Distance between, see for example, interatomic distance, this and this, distance between the centers of any two nearest neighbors. See, this is one center, this is so center to center distance between two nearest atoms. Interplanar distance means it's a perpendicular distance between any two parallel planes, right? So any see for example, this is one plane and this is another plane, means that is a perpendicular distance between any two parallel planes, right? The perpendicular distance, this is the perpendicular distance, this is the interplanar distance. And in the next, what is the relation between lattice constant and what is it? Lattice constant A and density rho. So see, look at this. This one I have not taken to you in the class, but you have to remember this formula. But you have to remember this formula. That is rho means what is that? What do you mean by this rho? Rho is the density. This density is equal to nm by na cube. This is a formula which you can use it for problems. N, small n means number of atoms. Capital N means Avogadro number, 6 into 0.23 into 10 power 26. M means atomic weight, right? And that A is the lattice constant A, you know that. This formula, if you remember, you can write it for a problem, right? Density rho, number of atoms small n, capital N is the Avogadro number, and the capital M is the atomic weight, and the small a is the lattice constant. Okay, this is the formula for relation between A and rho. And what is meant by loosely packed crystal structure? Give an example of this type of material. What do you mean by loosely packed? I already told you. If the this is depends on the packing fraction value, that is APF value. Packing factor value, if you know that, you can say this is a loosely packed or a tightly packed. See, loosely packed structure has the packing factor of less than 0.74. If the value is less than, APF value is less than 0.74, you can say that is loosely packed. So what is the general meaning? Suppose if you are having HCP, for example, if you are having a material, simple cubic material, what is the value of that APF? So you have to know the APF. See, for example, or whatever it is, any one of the, for example, if I have a APF of 74%, 75% or 76%, if I have it, means that is more than the value of 0.74. That means it is tightly packed or closely packed. Suppose if it is less than 74%, means you can say that is loosely packed. So example for this one. So what it represents? This 74% is filled by atoms. Remaining, what is it? 26. Remaining 26% is the empty space or vacant space. So what it represents? If the empty space is more, means you can say loosely packed, right? That is the explanation for this case. So packing factor less than 0.74 means it have the more vacant side. Example, simple cubic polonium material having this nature. Its structure is body center cubic, and simple cubic polonium and the BCC sodium, SC polonium material and BCC sodium, all are having this kind of loosely packed nature. That means less than 0.74 it have it. More number of vacancy site will be there. And what is meant by the closely packed structure? Give an example for its value. Example for this. Closely packed structure. closely packed structure. That means what is it? Look at this. If the value APF is greater than 0.74, that means what is it? Less vacant site will be here. So small space as vacant site. Okay, then we can say that is the tightly or a closely packed structure. Example for this case is what? FCC copper material, FCC copper and HCB magnesium are the example for this kind of nature. So these two have the APF value of 74 percentage, more than 74 or a 74 percentage. So it have a less vacant site. So you can say this is the closely or tightly packed atoms. Define diamond structure, give example. I already explained this. So for the diamond cubic nature, germanium and silicon have this kind of nature. Germanium and silicon have the diamond cubic nature. So already I told you it is nothing but the interpenetration or combination of two FCC sublattice will give the diamond nature. Right? Interpenetration or a combination of two FCC sublattices will give a diamond cubic structure. That is one which you have to give here. Example, germanium and silicon, and its value of the packing factor is 34 percentage. Look at this. Packing factor is 34 percentage means very less, loosely packed, less than 0.74, less than 74 percentage is loosely packed. And what is a crystal defect? I already told you, as a human, as we are all the human beings, we may have some characteristic defect. As like that, the crystal also have some problems or any defect. Then we can say that is a crystal defect. So the deviation from the regularity. So if any person who is having all the positive nature means, we can say there is no deviation in their character, no. So you can say as like the same, the deviation from the regularity of arrangement. Some crystals may have a good nature. There is no regularity changes. There is no deviation. So that is a perfect one. But for some actual real cases, some deviations will be there, right? So that the deviation from the regularity of arrangement. Deviation means there is some diversion from the regular arrangement, That is what we are saying, crystal defect or a crystal imperfection. What various types of defects? I already explained in the last class. Defects, major category is what is that? The major category, 4 categories are there. What all are the categories? Point defects means 0 dimensional. Line defects, 1 dimensional case. Third one is surface defects, 2 dimensional case. Fourth one is volume defect, that is a 3 dimensional case, right? So these all are the examples. Point defect, you have different types: impurity defect and vacancies. Sorry, in this case you have vacancies and some other types. Interstitial, 3 types: vacancy, Schottky, Frenkel. Interstitial, in the interstitial also you have 2 different types. So look at the chart which I have given in the previous video. It will be easy to understand. But for easiest way, you can write this also: impurity defect, substitutional or interstitial. Line defect, edge and screw. And surface grain, twin tilt stacking. And for volume, cavity or a void or a cracks or holes. So these all are the examples. Dimensional also you have to remember, okay? And next one, what volume defects, everything over. Impurity defect, what are the type of impurity defect? Impurity defect, so impurity means a foreign atom, addition of foreign atom or other impurity substance, So if you are adding a additional atom, foreign atom, substance, foreign substance to any one particular one, you can say that is a impurity defect. It have 2 types. One is substitutional, another one is interstitial. Substitution means replacing. See, all are will be looks like that. Suppose if only one atom will be looks like this, So you can say this is substitution of the parent atom. replacing the atom, that is called substitution. Interstitial means, see, the atoms will be arranged like that, in that way. I already told you, interstitial means small gap between the arrangement of atoms. See, this is one atom, this is one, this is one, this is one. So in between that there is a small gap, that is what? Interstitial. So the impurity atom will place on that small gap. That's what we are saying, interstitial impurity defect. And what are vacancies? Vacancies. What are vacancies? Vacancies are empty sites. That is also one kind of a defect. I already explained in the previous case. It have a Schottky and Frenkel defect, occur as a result of imperfect packing, original crystallization. That means, what is it? To form the crystal, that time there may be some vacant site will formed. The types may be Frenkel or Schottky. Okay. One more type they are given. Color center also one of the defect. What is Frenkel defect and Schottky defect? So this is very easiest one. Missing from its lattice side. See, look at that. Schottky means a pair of ion missing. That is Schottky. Frenkel means this is the one positive cation will place on the small interstitial point gap. See, for example, interstitial means small gap. In a small gap, a positive cation will move and create a vacancy in its place. That is Frenkel defect. And Schottky defect means, what is that? Pair of positive and negative, missing of pair of ions. That is Schottky. And line defect, edge and screw dislocation. That is a defect along a line. We call it as a line defect. Example, edge and screw. Right? Okay. Burger vector. What do you mean by Burger vector? That is also very easy. See, look at this. This is the point, P, and this is Q. Starting point of dislocation line is P. Ending point of dislocation line is Q. So the B vector is equal to PQ vector. PQ vector. This is Burger vector. So Burger vector means, what is that? It's magnitude and direction. Magnitude and direction. Magnitude and direction. Magnitude and direction and displacement due to the edge dislocation is defined as Burger vector, right? Magnitude and direction. Twin boundaries. What are twin boundaries? What are twin boundaries? Twin boundaries. Atomic arrangement of one side of boundary is mirror image. See, one side of the image will be looks like that. Other will be the mirror image of the same. So this kind of arrangement we call it as what? Twin boundaries, right? If the arrangement of one side of the boundary is mirror image of the arrangement of other side. Mirror image of other side, we call it as twin boundaries. Okay, looks like the same. And stacking fault means, what is it? Stacking fault. The stacking means, what is that? Accumulation of the atom layers. See, for example, this is the arrangement of see, the atoms are arranged in this layer. This is the layer A, right? Atoms are arranged in that way. This is a sequence. Next one is B layer. Next one is C. So regularly this will be like this. Another way A, another one B. Stacking means, what is it? Accumulation of atoms, sequence or order. Arranging the layers will be looks like that. But for fault means, it will not be the same one. See, the many layers are there. But A, B, C, here B, A, and here some variations will be. So if any deviations in the stacking of layers sequence, then you call it as, that is the stacking fault. Part that is the one they are given. Stacking of atomic planes. Some cases the part of certain atomic plane will be missing. In some other cases, that's what we are saying, the changing the sequence of arrangement of atoms. sometimes rearrangement, sometimes missing of planes. So you call it as that is a staking fault. And mention the various crystal growing techniques. Crystal growing techniques, many techniques we have explained. And this example: melt growth, low temperature, high temperature growth, growth from vapor. These all are the different techniques. And if you are having some other extra ideas about this in the classes we studied, that also you can write here. What is melt growth? Two methods of melt growth I already told you. So one is Tucholsky technique, another one is Brickman technique. So melt growth is the process of crystal by fusion and resolidification of the starting material. That means what is it? Solidification of the material. That is what fusion means, adding, and resolidification means again we have to form the solid. So this is the process which have the two technique. One is Tucholsky, another one is Brickman technique, right? And the next, major practical factors to be considered during the growth of crystals from melt. So from the melt, how can you get the crystal? What all are the practical factors we have to consider? Means volatility. What is it? Volatility and chemical reactivity, and the melting point. So volatility means what is that? It is not the permanent one. That means it change its state. That is volatility. There is no permanent state, or no, there is no stable state. That is volatility. Chemical reactivity means adding of some materials, reaction of some material with one another. That is chemical reactivity. That also we have to consider. Melting point, that also different. The point of the starting material what you have taken. What is the basic principle of Tucholsky method of growing crystal? Crystal pulling technique. I already told you this is nothing but a crystal pulling technique. Tucholsky technique is the pulling technique. We have to form the crystal from the seed crystal. And it is based on the liquid solid phase transition. So from the melt, we can get the solid. So it is a liquid to solid phase transition change, by the seed crystal in contact with the melt. Seed crystal is the base one. In the seed itself, we are going to form it, Advantages of Tucholsky method. Crystal growth advantage means plus point. Growth from defect free surface. There will not be any defect in the surface. Then large oriented crystals. We can form a good oriented large single crystals, and we can get the in the convenient way of chemical composition. This technique provides, it will give a chemical composition with our expectation of convenient, and easy control of atmosphere. Atmospherical control will be easy. Limitation of Tucholsky method. What all are the limitations? That means some restrictions will be like that. The high pressure affects the quality of the crystal. So high pressure gives it will affect the final product of the crystal. And liquid phase encapsulation. So here this is the case. We'll have the some liquid phase possibilities will be there, and possible containment of melt by the crucible. So some containment, contamination will be there by the usage of the crucible. Crucible is a small vessel like that. In that only you are going to take. That may be some negative. No reproductivity of the crystal shape. There will not be we cannot get a final shape as the same one. Again and again if you do that, you cannot get the same shape. What is the basic principle of Brickman technique? This is easiest way. That is, it involves celtic cooling of molten material. We are going to form the crystal, or we are going to solidify the crystal by using a sealed crucible progressively frozen from one end. That means what is that? We have to move the crucible from top to bottom or left to right in a temperature gradient. See, for example, if you move the crucible top to bottom from the temperature gradient, that is vertical. If we move the crucible left to right, then that is vertical, sorry, this is the horizontal Brickman technique, that is the case here. What are the advantages of Brickman technique? Advantages of Brickman technique, plus point of Brickman technique. Simple technique, easiest one. It can control the vapor pressure, and crucible will be sealed. Sealed means closed. Control of shape and size of growing crystal. We can control the shape and size. Stabilization, that means confirmation of thermal gradient, Thermal gradient means change in temperatures, because we are using this one in the change in temperature case. And the limitations of Brickman technique. Confinement, confinement. The final shape and size control, everything will be confirmed one. So this is that is confinement. That's a small space itself we can form the crystal. So it will be kept in a small space, that is confinement. It will be placed in a small space, that is confinement of crystals. And crystal perfection is not better. There is no perfect crystal. We can get a somewhat is not better than that of seed. Seed is the best one compared to seed is the best one, but the output result is not best. So that is a limitation, negative. No visibility, we cannot see this process. What is basic principle of slow evaporation method? Slow evaporation means, what is it? Saturated solution is kept at the particular temperature, and the evaporation of solvent for growth of crystal. The solvent will be evaporated. Here you need a saturated solution. Saturated means, what is it? We need a salt. Sorry, for example, we need some starting material and a solvent, and finally you can get the solution. But here the saturated solution means the starting material will be dissolved in the solution at one particular point. There is not change in dissolving of that content, right? So that is the saturated solution. Saturated means that's a maximum point, other than maximum point of dissolving. Okay, in that way you have to get saturated solution, and you need to evaporate the you need to form the evaporation of the solvent to get the crystal. Okay, what all are the advantages of slow evaporation method? Slow evaporation method, plus point of the slow evaporation method, right? These are the points. Simple and convenient. We can form a single crystal of large size, we can form it. Defect free crystals, we can get it. Prismatic means like colored one, like a prism. So we can get the growth of prismatic crystals. And the next, this is the method which used for substance and decomposition before melting. So before melting it should be decomposed. In that way you can use this kind of slow evaporation method. And in the next, last question, what are the disadvantages of a slow evaporation method? Negative point of the slow evaporation is the growth substance, should not react with the solvent. That means that starting material should not react with the solvent. Growth substance means the final crystal should not react with the solvent. Solvent means the material, the liquid which you have taken to dissolve, that is a solvent. So that final product will not be react with the solvent. This method is applicable only for substances which are fairly soluble in a solvent. So fine dissolving in the solvent is very important here. This method is applicable only for substances which are fairly soluble. That means finally you should get only the final product. There will not be any solvent present in it, right? Then only you can say this. So my dear students, I think this is very easy for you to understand. So nearly we have covered 60 questions in the crystal physics part A, Anna University questions. So if you revise it, it will be easy to write your examination. So this crystal physics 2 more questions. This is not only for the Anna University engineering physics students. Other than this, school students also you can use this one for your reference of what crystal physics. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you so much.